Hello and welcome to this episode of Love Igniters. Love Igniters is an award given to somebody who has taken his marriage from power struggle to mature love stage. And in this episode, we have Kamlesh, who joined our hub when his marriage was at the lowest point, and today is proud to say that love and laughter is returning back to his marriage. So, welcome, Kamlesh. Great to have you here.
Thank you, Coach. Well, thank you. And thank you for the support and the learning.
You're most welcome. It's wonderful to support you on this journey. My first question for you, Kamlesh, is when you joined this hub, Awesome Husbands Hub, what was happening between you and your wife? What was happening?
Coach, actually, we parted ways on the day of my birthday. That was 2021. And this happened that night, and we had a fight together because apparently the general way of celebrating was not done, and I was taken back. So that night itself, there was a conversation where she asked me that I think we should part ways out. And rather than understanding what she was going through, I replied her by saying, I have many people on the back end and I don't mind that thing because I would be getting someone better than you. So with that flow, I think everything got ruined up and I pressed the wrong button.
And when you look back now, those what I understand is what happened that night on your birthday was a tipping point, right?
Right.
And for the understanding of men who are listening, what was happening before that? Were there fights? Were there arguments? What was happening before that?
Coach, honestly, been married for 10 years and initially we had a lot of disagreements with the family, with which majority of the times I supported my family, and I had forced my wife to do a lot of things for apologizing, bending down, and perhaps making her do things which were not supposed to be done. It all started from the day of marriage, before marriage. So we had a relationship for almost 3 years prior to marriage, 3 to 4 years. And at that period, everything was great. That 4 year was a honeymoon period prior to engagement. And post engagement, when we tied knots and we accepted the relationship, there everything started taking a turn. And I had a list of reasons to come up with and to defend on with. Starting from my own self, to my family, to my career, to my goals, to my ambitions, and I had no space on my calendar for anything apart from the ones which is from my side. I never even thought of asking her what she's looking out for. Though I was there, I had that love for her, but the love which was being asked for was not there. What she wanted was not there. So at times, as you know, what we generally discuss, that once in a while that love would come out when there would be an occasion, but generally, per se, I was not there with her. While I was going through the journey of this course, I understood that the connecting link was her family.
Got it. And as you were at this place, because the next question is very important for men who are listening. When your wife was leaving and left, what were some of the thoughts which are going through your mind? And what were some of the personal challenges, like health issues, not able to focus on work, depression? What was happening?
Coach, generally speaking, the personality trait what I was in was that I had a withdrawal symptom. So
Okay.
anything wherein I would perhaps fail in, I would think of ending my life.
I understand that.
So, and I think that's a big learning that it's important to take that failure, because until and unless you take that failure, you will never be able to take the next leap. So I had sleepless nights, and whenever I used to sleep on the bed, I used to look at the fan. I could see myself hanging on the fan, and I wouldn't take my medicines on time. When I got back and I went through the course, I understood what's the first thing to go is, if you do not love yourself, you can never love others.
That's powerful. That's powerful.
And gradually, I started strengthening my mind by going through videos of the course back on back, and by getting
I'm
through.
coming to that. Before that, I got a question.
Okay.
Before I come into, how things shifted for you once you got into the program. Before that, you had a separation. So how long after the separation did you get into the program?
5 months, 5 to 6 months.
5 to 6 months. Now, the very important question that I want to ask is, there are certain mistakes that we make after we go through separation, and that really seals the coffin, really ends our marriage. Like getting rescuers onto our side and people telling us that, she's like this and she's like that, and move on. So what are some of the things that you heard from people around you? What are some of the things in retrospect, when you look back, you say that, oh God, I shouldn't have made that? So what are some of the things that happened?
To open up, I've been a professor to my own spouse and her sister. That's my sister-in-law. I was teaching them finance. I was teaching them economics for 3-4 years, and post which, they got along together. So there was a there's a very good bond between me and my sister-in-law. So she spoke to me just prior to the things getting messed up, and I didn't even uh, took her words on the face value. So I said, okay, this thing happens, and things will settle down soon. So that's the message which I spoke about to my sister-in-law when she told me about that there's something, you know, looking scary at the moment, because perhaps there would have been a discussion between both the sisters together before she could take a call on. But I didn't even see her side then as well. So post which I had a chat with my sister-in-law where she said that, no, you have to come down to our house, and you have to speak to the family as to what exactly went wrong. So I went to her family, and I spoke about everything. I spoke about what has she been creating in the house, and how disorganized she was, and what all I was doing for the relationship, and how often she was perhaps not there in the relationship, and she was creating a mess in the house. And I was being heard by the entire family on the phone. And unfortunately, I dig my own coffin, because uh, the family was on my side, and I was feeling proud on it. That oh,
Hmm.
I'm so strong now.
And
This,
I'm right, sort of.
and I'm right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm right. So uh, that was the most turning point, because I felt that I've won,
Hmm.
but gradually I understood that what an idiot I was, what a jerk I was, and what nonsense I've done. Because those were the things which was being shared by my spouse, and she trusted on me, and I broke that trust by sharing it with multiple people and making it public. So that was one mistake. Second, speaking to her friends, and when I say friends, her office friends. So at that time, I was there inside the course, and I was there just getting in. And I went through the dunes, and I said, oh, sorry, this is the wrong platform. So I need to get back. So,
Right.
so I was there just on time. It's it's a very favorite management uh, specifications of being JIT, following JIT just in time.
Just on time. Yeah.
So I was right there, and when I still, though I was there in the course, I still made one more attempt. I said, let me go to my sister-in-law's family. I went there, and my sister-in-law supported me to reconcile things out. My sister-in-law's brother helped me to reconcile things out. In fact, I had my own friend who had come with me. So three of them tried to reconcile, and since I was there in the course, I was calm. I was slightly composed. I didn't lose my temperament. I didn't lose my anger, and I said it's okay. So I think I was there on the don'ts, but I did something which was on the do's part, which perhaps connected the first link. That she understood that this guy has perhaps slightly changed. There was a slight shift which was noticed then, because I had controlled myself, and I had not thrown upon, because if had been the old Kamlesh, I would have thrown chairs on her, I would have slapped her, I would have done a lot of things. I would have blown up the whole thing dramatically, and there would be a big scene out over there, which was not done. So I just expressed her that, okay, I understand you, but if it's fine, we can sit together for a minute or two. So we sat outside a temple. She expressed herself. I was listening to her. And I said, it's okay. We'll take a time off. I didn't put those words there, but I just, got the information flowing out that I understand, and we'll take some time. So the don'ts were definitely done. But while the don'ts were done, I was catching up on it, and I was gradually moving on to the other side. So the shift was happening, and the shift was noticed because she knew that the reaction would come in from my side. So she stopped reacting. In fact, she started responding then. But the responding was not positive. So she was calm, she was composed, but she was there on a point. That no matter what happens, this is my stand, and this will not change. So,
And I suppose that's what led to sort of legal separation.
yes.
Applying for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So till then, she didn't even spoke anything about the lawyers, though. And one fine day, I got a call that now we need to file it up. I still wanted to push it out and take time out, take a time to get back, to revive the whole thing. But then I went through the process, and I was there on the de-escalation chart. And I heard you saying that it's better to end that and recreate the whole thing, because things when broken cannot be repaired back to that level. So it's better you end that relationship and you recreate the whole journey. So I was slightly taken back, because I was not very sure as to what am I doing. But I have one thing very strong in life. I think my past has been supported by a lot of coaches at my gym and at my coaching centers. Wherever I was weak in languages though. So they used to just calm me down and say, Kamlesh, you just go on, things will come on track. And I always used to be, if my coach is saying it should be right and it will be right, and I just blindly went off. Same happened with our relationship, and the moment you said to me, I blindly believed it up, and I said, let me walk on. I don't know where it leads up, but I will walk to this journey, and we'll see what to do at the end. Because I understood one thing, that there's nothing more than death. And if I do not take charge on my relationship, I will not be even at ease on my last stage. So better to take things up, better to calm it down, even if things don't work in. And if she is happy somewhere else, let her be happy, because with that, I will be happy.
Right.
So I took that leap, and I believe that was the beautiful decision I've ever made in my life. Because things have changed. I have not shared something till date. I'm sharing that today, coach. There was a time when my wife had given me the house keys. And earlier, she had very clearly told me, you will not be, 3 kilometers near to the circumference of my house. So while things went off, I was being given the keys up. Things started changing. That's how the journey was. That's how.
Amazing, amazing. This is one important thing for all of us men who are listening here. There are things that I pick up from all that you shared. The one thing that I picked up is sometimes we feel that if people are on our side, we feel that we are winning. I've often heard men telling me that, she doesn't want to listen to even her parents, right? It basically means that her parents are on my side and we have teamed up. And that's the worst thing that you can do for your marriage. So fast forward few months, and I want you to look back in retrospect. There were some amazing moments you shared about, while you're going for this separation, how you're holding hands, and share with us what happened in the last few months, some of the most amazing things. And then I'll take you back and ask you, how did the whole program help you on this journey? So over to you.
All right.
So, yeah, share some amazing moments.
So the first thing, I believe the turning point, as what happened was, there was a call when she told me that you need to search for a lawyer, and we will be putting this case on, and things will start moving in from that direction. And she gave me an alternate, that we may perhaps go in with the same lawyer and go in for mutual. I could get those words because I had a subject called law in my academics. So I could understand mutual and contest, what it actually means. So while we are going through that course, we always have that shift wherein your brain plays the game. And again, there was a mistake done from my side, and I said, if you want to go in for contest, I'm ready for it, and we will see what happens. So again, a wrong move, which was bad, which was really bad from my end. But since I was slightly changed and that change was noticeable, my spouse still came on my side saying that, no, Kamlesh, I would not go in for a contest. So I said, okay, then we'll take up the case with mutual. And we agreed for mutual. And then I was still, wanting to push that up slightly. I bide some time over there. And then one fine day she said, I've given you enough time. And there's a waiting period as per law. As per Indian law, there's a waiting period of a year plus, post which only you can go in for mutual. And I was in that zone where those many years were not over. And I had this very clear in my mind, because I was glancing through a lot of cases of divorce on the mobile to see, actually, because this was something new to me. So I just wanted to glance the tip of the iceberg as to what it all stands for. And one of my friends, who considers me as her brother, she told me that, I have a lawyer who can help you out in all these things. I said, okay, let me speak to the lawyer. So I spoke to the lawyer, and there was a hell created during that time. So he told me, you will not go, Kamlesh, over there. You will not speak to the lawyer. Who is the lawyer? You know the lawyer's name? I took the lawyer's name. Oh, she's also a lady. Both these ladies will mess up with you. They will make you sign documents. They will force you, and they will do this, they will do that. There was a long list of thoughts. I heard him out, and I said, okay, so what is it what I'm supposed to do? You come to me, we'll frame out uh, the whole thing. We'll have a contest done. We'll do whatever it takes, and we will not make them take over you can't, lie down and make them walk on yourself. They can't cross you like this. There were so many jargons which were being placed on. I said, okay, got it. I still went to my friend's place. We spoke about it, and he said, Kamlesh, don't worry, these things come and go. You take a divorce, I will search a girl for you, get married, and enjoy your life. And I was getting all these informations which were not required. So
Right.
I was listening to every one of them, and it's very well said. Hear everyone out, but the decision has to be taken from your side. So I told this to my pal that she's saying that she has paid the fees, and we need to go there. So my friend is asking me, okay, go there. I'm sure she's not paid anything. So mental peace was disturbed. Still, then I said, okay, if this is the share, I will give that particular amount from my account, which was the last bit of money in my account. Post which I had only the minimal account to continue for that account. I just picked up that amount and I gave it to my spouse. This is the amount. And she said this was not required. I said, no, it's okay because I think the mess is from my side. And I walked off. Walked off irrespective of what has been said, what has been discussed. And I just said, good night, and I walked off. And I told her for sure that we'll catch up. So we on that particular day before time, I always used to get late for all my commitments to my spouse. But on that day, I was half an hour early. I was there outside her house, and she was shocked that how come on this day this person has changed. So we went together, and we sat over there at the lawyer's house. In fact, the lawyer's house was her office as well. So we went there, and there was an exchange of communication between my spouse and the lawyer, and I heard them out. I was hearing them. I didn't react at that point of time. And going forward, while the communication was going on, I just said that I understand there's a troubleshooting event, and it's been from my side that all these things have happened, and I'm ready for the consequences of it. So post which things got over, and I had asked her that post this we'll go out for a brunch, though we are separating out, moving out, but I think I we can still be in touch, but and we'll go out for a brunch. So she agreed on, and we went out for a brunch that day for the first time after the entire mess which was being created. So she took a sev butter puri and I took a sandwich. So I took a sev butter puri from her plate, and I gave her a bite from my hand. Said, "Okay, take this sandwich." We had that connect, which was starting, because till that time the becoming was there and the showcasing had started. The application started slightly early, I believe. I was blessed with the course, and I was able to start the showing part slightly early. So that was the first time. And then when the counseling thing started, that day again I was on time. I was being asked to get all the documents properly. I got them on time, and we went. And during the counseling, we sat together, we were chit chatting, and all the other peoples, were far apart, sitting together, sitting apart from each other with their own family members, and they were staring at us. I
What's
could
happening to this couple? Why are they here?
so, in fact, there was a family wherein the child was there in the courtroom, and he was crying like hell. And
Hmm.
I really thank you, coach, because if I would have gone through that particular mood, I don't know, I would have destroyed myself, because for me, my son is God,
Hmm.
and at no cost I could see that thing happening. We spoke together and we both expressed, that this is not what we wanted. So post that counseling, when we came out, she's like, that day you gave me a treat, this day I'll give you a treat. So we
Hmm.
again went for a brunch. So,
Okay.
so, so we went down, and both of us were very hungry. And that day we had some, junk food outside the courtroom, because there's small joints out over there.
Right.
So there was this egg burji which she ordered, but we still celebrated. We walked off to our house. We went on for the second branch
Hmm.
in the evening together, and there it was a good restaurant, and we had things together. That speaking in started, and I didn't defend on anything. I didn't criticize her. There was no stonewalling. There was no contempt. So the application was right on place.
Hmm.
So, and on the last hearing day, between all these things, there were multiple things happening. Uh, I celebrated her birthday, and on the last day, we again went in. The same counselor came in again, same questions asked him, and I could see that she's calmed, composed, and she said yes. And again, post the divorce, we went out for lunch. So
Hmm.
after the decree, after the verdict was passed in by the court, we again went out for lunch. And I was not able to understand what's happening, because the mirror neurons had started working in between. Since the distance was very small between my house and her house, I used to connect daily. So I think, thankfully, I was in right hands, and we shared that our son is facing some challenges on his English. Mathematics, I was taking it regularly, but English, I'm also not that smart to teach anybody English, because I was a tutor of college going guys. I never had a process to teach children's at that level. So I said, let me take this up. So I used to pick up my child in the morning, and we used to have classes together. So my relationship with my child, which was also very at a very thin line,
Hmm.
and though we spent time, but that time was very less. It was very less, and I think it was not more than 2% of the entire time which I had. So again, thinking about the future, losing the past,
Hmm.
and losing the present.
Right.
Being in the past, losing the present, thinking about the future.
Hmm.
So I had lost that, and I said, I will not continue with this. I'll be in the present. I'll forget the past and the future. So we went off, and my relationship with my son improved. And when my child went home and expressed those words, so my spouse was also shocked that how is he, learning all these things from.
Hmm.
So she was impressed. So it was a connecting link together, that if I recreate with my child something, and recreate with my spouse together in tandem, things were going to a different tangent altogether. It was turning positive.
Hmm.
Whenever I would hear something out as a shout from my spouse, I would not complete the negative cycle. I would stop there,
Right.
listen to her, and accept that, okay, I'm sorry, and retreat from there. I would not win that. I would not go there and get into the race of winning that particular conversation. So applying the code of honor of love, learning, awareness, consistency, and passion helped me out,
Hmm.
because awareness is the biggest task, and all these are in ascending order for everything. And it's actually not a code of honor. Awesome. It's not only a awesome code of honor, husband's code of honor. It's the code of honor for life as well. So
Amazing.
the application is there across the board. When you name the situation, the application is right there. It went correctly with my mom. It has correctly went with my brother. It has correctly went with my spouse. It has correctly went with my relationship with my son, and along with the relationship of my spouse. All the relatives of my spouse, including my mother-in-law, my brother-in-law, brother-in-law's wife, sister-in-law, sister-in-law's husband, everybody. So I think
Amazing.
it's 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 not specific to the code of honor for an awesome husband. It's across the bandwidth of your life.
True. True. I have a question, Kamlesh.
Yeah.
You know, um, like when you spoke about, being legally separated, many people have this thought that that's the end of the marriage.
Yes.
Okay. And there is nothing can be done. So many a times people try to save a marriage, but not a relationship.
Yes.
Now, in your case, you try to save the relationship rather than the marriage. So, my question for you is this. Um, I'll ask you two questions. The first question is, what are some of the most wonderful things that are happening in your marriage right now? It could be not only with your spouse, but with her family. How relationships are improving, because that will prove to the world that it's it's nothing about being married or not married. It's about being in love, being understanding relationship signs. So how are things? What are some of the most beautiful things that are happening?
Okay. Uh, First thing, on 16th May, when it's my son's birthday, we celebrated it together. She she asked me to arrange the return gifts. I went to the store in South Bombay, where the market is there, and I didn't decide on the gift by myself. I clicked pics on, I shared it. She disagreed on a few of them, and again a few were shared. Again disagreement, and then one thing which was being liked by both of us, we went for it. So
Mhm.
so we worked as a team.
Absolutely.
We started working as a team. Also, there were days when I was not well. I had gone through almost four back-on-back malaria episodes, and two episodes my mom was not there with me because she was going through a surgery. And my spouse came to know about it, and she came down. She took me off to the doctor. She took me to the clinic for the blood test. We had again a small brunch together because at that time the doctors were late. So she said that you've not had anything. So she made me have a pasta, and I expressed that this pasta is not that great as what you used to make it for me. So she had that smile on her face. So connections were there because I used every occasion as an opportunity.
Right.
So, and moments wherein I was not well, I used to get Swiggy parcels. So
Hmm.
she used to tell me, I'm sending you vegetables. She would never share. She would just send it off, and I was like, where did this help came from? I didn't order this.
Hmm.
I was like, I used to take the bill in my hand. Oh, this is my spouse. I used to call her up. So
Right.
this parcel has been sent by you. I didn't ask her why, what. I just thanked her. And there were times where we went out for lunch together, dinner together. And in fact, recently, 2 weeks back, I shared that this flat which we have bought is not completely done, and I would like to give it on rent. And she also told me that it's better to give it on rent. You will get some second source of income because things are still very tight at the moment.
Hmm.
So I went there, things were done, and it was the full Saturday which was disturbed. So in the evening when I was coming back, I was really dead tired. So she's like, me and my sister, along with our son, she still used the word our son then, and my sister's husband, we are going for a dinner together. I said, okay, good, enjoy. She's like, I think you should join in. I was like, okay. And then I put her a message. I'm feeling very tired, and I think I would not be able to make it up. No, no, I don't know. You have to come.
Hmm.
Like, अभी तो जाना ही पड़ेगा. So
Hmm.
now if this connection is happening, I think you have to go.
Right.
So I just, went there inside. I washed my face. I just cleaned myself out because construction sites are, not that great to move on with. So I had a lot of tiredness within me, but I still refreshed myself in a minute and enjoyed the dinner with them. Great time with my spouse, and my spouse ordered the food which she knew that I would have.
Hmm.
I didn't order it for myself. So she was the one, okay, you take this up. And she knew that I'm a vegetarian on that day.
Hmm.
So she ordered veg for me. She said, you take up mushrooms. And she knew that mushrooms are something which I really love having. So the food was from her side. But at the end, I paid the bill. I said, no matter what, I would pay this bill.
Right.
Paid the bill, and she's like, "Why did you pay the bill?" I said, "No, it's okay. What happens next time? You know, we'll share it off, or perhaps you can take the charge on." So finally, my sister-in-law told me, she said, "Thanks for the treat." And it was not it was not initiated from my side. Nothing was
Hmm.
initiated. So that relationship, everything improved. And once I was there at my spouse place, and she told me that you can stay back tonight.
So you spend quite a lot of time at your spouse's place in the evenings.
Yeah, in the evening, in the morning. In fact, earlier it was not more than 10% I was there with them.
Hmm.
90% I was there in office.
This was
Nowadays,
before. This was while you were together, while
yes,
you are married. Right.
yeah, and now I'm 10% in the office and 90% with them. So
Hmm.
the whole ratio proportion has changed.
I got one more question. We are coming sort of towards the end. Is how did this course help you to navigate all this? Because when you're going through this difficult phase, there are a lot of people who tell you a lot of things, which actually uh, help you remain in a power struggle stage rather than move to mature love stage. So, how did the course, the program help you to move from where you were, all right, in a place where a huge fight, she says this marriage is over, divorce is the only way, to a place where you're spending time almost every day in the morning as well as in the evening? You know, what, how did the program help you? How did the community help you of awesome husbands?
I think this is a big question, and I would take some time to answer this. So the first foremost thing is uh, the course content was readily available to go multiple times on, and you had given a statement to us that you hit first and then you aim. And I picked it up and I thought over it as to what exactly it means. So I understood that while you said that statement, I went back 20 years back, and I said, what does this mean? I need to understand because there's something really hidden to it. So I said that I weighed 100 kilos at one point of time, more than 100 kilos. And people said, you will not be able to reduce. I was insulted. There was a lot of abusive language, a lot of things which happened with me. And I said, I'll go to the gym. I'll start training. So that was the time when I hit first, and then I started aiming. That means I went to the gym. That means I started the journey, and gradually I started mastering it out. So I unlearned a lot of things to learn something new. Again, one more phrase from your side, which I remember. So these small things which you have been telling us in the course is being inbuilt now. And if we check the whole course, we have Monday meetups, we have Tuesday meetups, we are on Thursday tribe meetups now. We are today also we have a Lavathon together, and multiple times I think I'm there on the initial webinars which you conduct on a Sunday. So I have pushed myself, and I could understand this is the right path. So I used to be connected with the course content, and I would not miss a single program. If you check, I was always there. I have 100% attendance out over there because it is easy to get lost. But if you do not want to get lost, you need to stay connected. That was very well taken up. And with learning about myself as to how it is so difficult to someone to stay with me, that after you know what a mess you are.
And this was at when you learned your personality type.
Absolutely. That sheet which is being created, and prior to that sheet, when we went to the grief exercise and the apology process, I think that was the last time I had my epilepsy attack, because I went into it, but I was not able to come out strong. But then I said, again, I'm doing something wrong. No, you tend to make mistakes and then you learn out of it. So I said, you have to come up strong. You have to forgive yourself. I again went back to the course, came out strong, and I did the apology process, submitted to you. And afterwards, I understand what the mess I've been doing it up. And the moment I completed it up, we went to the Enneagram. I understood what exactly is fundamentally wrong, and what is that building mapping and the personality mapping up really means. And coach, to be very honest, almost 4 months, 3 to 4 months. The morning when I get up, I see that map, and I clicked a pic. In the office also, I used to see that map. In the night also, I used to see that map, because if you remember, we had highlighted those points which were positives and negatives,
right,
of me and my spouse. I left the right side, which was talking about my spouse. I said, let me only concentrate on the left part. The moment I concentrate on my left part, and if I am not improved, I really can't improve any other person. With me understanding the matrix and understanding what are the points wherein it's hurting my wife, because only when it starts from my side, it starts from her side as well, on the part of negativity. So if I have the strength to destroy my relationship, I have the strength to recreate the relationship by doing those positives, which I was not doing. And by taking off and stopping the negative pattern, creating a positive pattern, and getting to that momentum. So, Enneagram, anger management, understanding how you can perhaps make your wife feel loved. If you are not able to make her feel that you're there for her, she's important to me, and she's a right and wonderful human being, by making her things that can connect. So I have small bets been taken, and those small bets were very important. It helped me out to recreate the whole story. And with the journal sharing, with the gratitude exercise, I learned one thing, that wherever you concentrate on, those things grow big. So I the day when, while these things were happening, I remembered an old thing, that there's this magnifying glass had, which we have. So in the childhood, we used to take that magnifying glass, put it under the sun, and put a matchstick down, and the sun heat used to transform, and the matchstick would burn. Same thing I did over here. I took that magnifying glass, I used the heat of the process of the course, and that love automatically ignited. So that magnifying glass is nothing but what we need to create. The light of the course is there.
Right.
So I think that's how things moved on. And with the group, we have been asked that, share what is happening. So I used to see initial messages from Mithilesh, from Vinesh, and I used to see if somebody is on the journey and somebody is trying, let's try from my side and put in 100% and see what happens. And it took off, and my messages started pouring in every week. I think I would have been writing one message every 2 days or 3 days, and so it's almost 3 to 4 messages a week, because my entire day was over there, morning, evening, and night. If a person is been connecting, in that connect, you make a lot of achievements, small achievements. You pad your back up, and you go in for the next big achievement. So those momentums have helped us to improve my credit love score gradually, which was negative. So I was initially Malia, now I'm turning to an Ambani. So that's the journey going forward. And
Amazing.
shift happened, and things have changed. This time on my son's birthday, the celebration was very good, though my mom was still not there during this birthday. But things went well, and my mom also understood, and she said that whatever happens, Kamlesh, I'll be there behind you. So I had lost my mom earlier. In terms of relationship, I got my mom back.
Amazing.
I got my brother towards my side. My son is towards my side. My spouse is towards my side. My mother-in-law is towards my side. My sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, and all their relatives are towards my side. So I think, and the biggest family of awesome husbands and Lavathonians are there with us. So I think I have nothing to worry on today. I have nothing to worry on today. So I honestly feel, there will be a day, definitely I'll be there catching up live with you. I'm waiting for that day to come.
Yes, to be a love winner and a love legend. Get it. And how would what's your message about this program for men who are going through separation?
Nothing happens overnight, neither negatives nor positives. If negatives have happened in few months or in few years, positives cannot happen on a single night. Your first statement, take one day at a time and go through the course content, gradually evolve yourself. First, balance yourself. First, take charge on yourself, post which learn things of what really matters to you. Manage your anger, manage your personality trait, go to the sociogram exercise, go through the apology process. And I'm sure by this course, we can recreate everything. We have not met Coach. I think we have not been live on a camera. I've just shared my pics with you, along with my family pics. We've not spoken live together, and we're miles apart. But we got connected to that level that you have not given me a fish, you have made me learn how to catch a fish, with which the whole journey has changed. And I'm sure people who are going through this tragic moment of losing the relationship will definitely get a process with which everything and anything can be recreated. So I would just tell them not to lose hope. Life is precious because we are not the creators of ourselves and we have no rights to destroy us. So this course gives us that strength that we lift ourselves and we lift our relationship and we recreate everything. It may so happen that perhaps the relationship will not work in, but at least we will not be that old person. And at some moment of our life, things will work in back again, and gradually things will improve. And there was a very good video which was being shared by you, wherein there was a glass filled with mud,
Hmm.
and there's a water being poured on it, and it was poured for almost 15 minutes. So that mud would not go out with a glass of water into it. It would be cleaned after a lot of water being pumped inside. So that mud, which is the power struggle which we are into, and the mess which we have created, has to be gradually moved on with. And there is a lot of efforts and actions being taken with which that water goes in and cleans the whole thing. So this
Oh.
program really is 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 a high value, and I believe the amount which is being charged is is negligible. If a person takes this seriously, they will at every time of their life in future pat themselves that this was the biggest right decision which they have done in their life, and they will reap their results till the final stage of their life, because we don't know the end, but the end of our life will not be with a heavy heart. We will able to go through a lovely cycle of a life, and will not carry any baggages with us, with which things will be very steady and things will be very calm. I'm sure there are many more people who will come up as love legends, and this will be a big one to go.
That's my wish. That's my wish. I have a last question. The last question is this: if your wife is listening to this or watching this episode, what would you like to say to your wife through this platform?
I would just tell her that it's a mess which has been created, and I really can't change that mess. And I would not want her to come back in this mess for sure. Only if she has seen things changing and she's pretty sure that we are deeply connected. I would want her to take her life seriously, and I would like her to take her own decisions. And I'm blessed because I don't think if I would be at my wife's place, I would have been able to forgive such kind of a jerk. So I'm thankful to her that she's really helped me to navigate, and she's really been supportive so for so many years, and she's been blessing to my child. And I would really, no matter what happens, I really love her for things what she has done for our relationship and what she's still doing for our relationship. Taking charge of a child is not easy. A lady in India walking alone is not easy. By staying away from her parents, I'm I'm not sure the damages what I've done are very big, and I'm thankful that at least she is connected to her parents now, and I'm blessed that she's there with me. No matter what happens, I'm not too sure what's going to happen, and I have no no worries of the paperwork which we have gone through. I have not even bothered to read the whole stuff, but the only thing which I could say is she's a wonderful person, and I'm blessed to have her to my life. And she's been a blessing to me. That's what I can say.
Thank you. She has been a blessing to you, and you are being a blessing to her. And your son, again, is a blessing to both of you. So, once again, thank you, Kamlesh. Thank you for sharing all this. And those of you who are listening, if you are not part of the Awesome Husbands Hub and you want to get inspired, I invite you to just look at the link that is there. Just sign up for the free masterclass that I do, live masterclass that I do. And if you're watching this and you're part of the Awesome Husbands Hub, when you're just write a comment on what did you learn and use the hashtag AHH, that is Awesome Husbands Hub. And any last words before we close, Kamlesh?
Coach, I have nothing which could, you know, add on to, because I think I've not been, the course is something which is priceless. The money which has been given out, I think it's peanuts, not even peanuts. But what you have given us is, I think, I can't, I think I'll be not be able to give anything back to you, because this is a priceless thing which I've been got from you. I think you have been like a brother, and you've been like a father to me. And I'm short on words, coach. I'm really short on words. I have, I'm slightly numb on myself, and I have some tears in my eyes, though. It's tears of happiness.
Yes.
And thank you so much, because if you would not be there, I don't know, I would have lost everything. I really, really lost everything. And it would be the biggest blow, because the entire effort which has been put on my parents, my dad was never with me because he used to work outside, and my mom was alone. So I followed that same pattern. That that's the way marriage life is. And after having kids, that's the way things move out. But this process has really mapped us up, and I understand what it makes to marry and what it makes to understand relationship science. If you do not start anything by yourself, you will never be able to change anything else. You have to be the initiator. You have to be the initiator for everything, and only then you can recreate things out. And I'm blessed, coach. I'm really blessed.
Thank you. Thank you, Kamlesh. Soon, I would like to see both of you as love winners and, of course, as love legends, being a role model to your son and people around. Thank you very much. Take care and bye bye.